After the defeat of Vegeta and Nappa, peace was finally restored to Earth, as Raditz was very proud of himself as for once he actually was able to do something and he defeated Vegeta. He did it. Now Raditz of course knows he's not as strong as his brother, but he proved his brother right, and Raditz knew that he could help them and do better. This is a big character growth for Raditz for sure. But now, how would they even go to Namek to battle Frieza? That's not a normal thing. Well, the reason why it wouldn't really work is because no one died. That was the whole point of going to Namek. There is one option though. King Kai. Now remember though, King Kai and Raditz and them, they all met up and they did their training. Now what could happen is King Kai knows about what Frieza's plotting to do, that he's heading to Namek to wish for the Dragon Balls. Well, this could be a huge problem. And if Vegeta ever gets his hands on it, he could even have the power to maybe just wish Goku away or more. This is when I think King Kai would introduce himself to Goku for the first time and explain to Goku that he might need some help. Usually gods or deities are not allowed to meddle in mortal affairs, but King Kai is a low-level Kai compared to the other ones, and he's meddled in a lot before with the Dragon Balls. He's asked Dende and others for help. So I think that King Kai would actually go out of his way to ask Goku for help, and he would explain where Namek is. So, with the help, he would then tell Bulma where Namek is, but now they don't have a spaceship to really go off of. Or do they? Remember, Raditz still has his space pod. Bulma, by this point, same with her father, has built a spaceship that can go jet faster than even Raditz's space pod, and it's massive, and it can hold storage, and it also has gravity too. Since remember, Bulma's also taken data from the space pod. She knows about Planet Vegeta, she knows about gravity, and that's also an aspect for gravity, but they all know about it. So, Bulma explains that now that she has the quartz to Namek with the help of the strange guy in their head from above, they can go right to Namek right now. She has the supplies, but who would go to Namek? Well, I think it'll be a small group, since Goku would want the majority of the fans or the people to stay because he doesn't want everybody to go to Namek just in case if something happens, Earth is protected. So, I believe it would be Goku, Raditz, Piccolo, and Bulma. It'll be 4 people. As Bulma needs to control the ship, remember Goku, Raditz, and Piccolo is more than enough to take down any threat, but the other Earthlings will stay on Earth. They're a little let down as they did want to go, but they understand too, and Goku says, listen, you guys have proven to me just how strong you guys are. It's incredible, but I need you guys here. And he would tell Gohan to actually stay, telling Gohan, listen, you're so strong, Gohan. I need you here to work with the others to protect the planet in case something happens to me and your uncle or Piccolo. If anything happens, you need to protect the planet Earth and to protect your mother for me. Alright? You're in charge of protecting Earth while I'm gone. That's a big responsibility on Gohan and the others, but they will take this responsibility to the max. So they agree, and they would just stay on Kami's lookout for the time being, and Gohan would just stay with Chi-Chi for now, and of course be raised. So, Goku and them would then take the trip to Namek. This means that they did leave earlier, so it means that they would arrive just about a day or so earlier. It wouldn't really change too much. Now, Vegeta was still there as he was still having his goose chase running around trying to find the Dragon Balls. It was the same exact part at the original Namek arc with Vegeta and them as he fought Dodoria, killing him since Vegeta did get a pretty beefy Zenkai from getting beat up by Raditz. His power level was being around 24,000. And so he was actually able to toss Zarbon around a little bit until Zarbon would transform and he would defeat him. Now, Vegeta did get a little buff. He went up to about over 30,000 or so. And I think the event with the ship would still happen. But by this point, Goku and them would have arrived. And we know it's a little bit of a messy part where they all go together, chase out the Dragon Balls. But since Goku's here, he can instantly sense Frieza's power. And he was surprised with how strong Frieza was. Frieza was definitely the strongest being there, other than himself. Goku would then explain that, listen, why don't we try helping Bulma search for these Dragon Balls? So, Raditz and Piccolo would then team up and go on their own to go search for the Dragon Balls. So this is when I think that Piccolo and Raditz would then meet up with Elder Guru. And Elder Guru, they would have also met Nail as well and Dende, and they would have met him, and I think they would have had their potentials unlocked. I don't think that Goku would have been there to have his potential unlocked, and I don't really think he needs it. Even if he did, he would just get even stronger, and so it doesn't really matter anyway. He can just train for a day and get super OP anyway. So, Raditz and Piccolo actually got a massive bump in power. Now, if you guys remember, Raditz was comparable to Vegeta, and he was stronger than he was, being able to overpower him. And on top of that, with the Kaioken technique, Piccolo was in a similar ballpark as well, as he was able to fight Nappa and beat him. How strong would they become because of this? Now remember, Raditz also got a Zenkai, and they've been training too with Goku. Goku's been training them in gravity. How it would work is pretty much there's the second floor, which when you go down is the gravity room. Above that is the control room where Bulma does her thing. So they've been training in gravity. Well, how strong would they all become? Well, we're just going to say for what purposes that Raditz's power level was around 30,000 after he got a massive Zenkai after fighting Vegeta, using the Kaioken does train him a lot. Piccolo also got a pretty big jump in power as well, but how strong would they all be? Even after having their potential unlocked, I think that Raditz and Piccolo easily will be around the same strength as Goku when he arrived at Namek, if not stronger. So I'm for safety, I'm just going to put Raditz at around 100,000, and Piccolo, remember he got his potential unlocked, I'm going to put him, I would roughly say at around, I would say around 70 to 80,000. Raditz is still a little bit stronger, but Piccolo's right there too. Because remember, Piccolo is a prodigy. Some people sleep on Piccolo's natural potential. So Goku was actually going on his own. Goku wants to fight Frieza first and find out where Vegeta is so he can stop them from using the Dragon Balls if they even have any. Remember, there's only one Dragon Radar. Now, if the Dragon Balls are all over the place, Raditz and Piccolo would have easily gotten them and kept them far away from anybody. I think that Vegeta was trying to search around, and I think he would have found Bulma's spaceship. And this is when I think Raditz would then find Vegeta once again, helping Bulma, as no, Raditz would not be in a relationship with Bulma. I'm just going to get that clear and out of the way. That will not be happening. But Vegeta would be shocked to see Raditz was there, but he was also shocked to see how strong he was. Now, Frieza would not have called the Ginyu Force by this time, since the Ginyu Force has not arrived yet. They're about a week behind. So, Raditz also explained that even Kakarot is here, or he might even say Goku, that Goku's here, and if he tries anything, you know what's going to happen. And I can beat you easily by myself. So would Raditz kill Vegeta? I don't think so, since I don't even think Vegeta would try fighting him. I think Vegeta would just dip out. Vegeta's not a fool. He can't fight Raditz or Piccolo for that matter, too. And if Kakarot's here, there's no way. But maybe he can use this to his advantage. Maybe while they're all busy fighting Frieza, he can find those Dragon Balls and find a wish, and then get immortality, then they can't kill him. So what are they going to do? So that's what Vegeta would try to do, searching for the Dragon Balls, but we all know how that goes. Now, by this point, Goku would have already arrived at Frieza's ship, where I think Vegeta would have been heading to, but he knows that Kakarot's there, so he would have kept his power level hidden and stayed out of the way to try and find the Dragon Balls that Frieza has stashed. Now, if you guys remember, though, Frieza was able to collect some of the Dragon Balls back and get it back from some of his soldiers, so Goku would have met Frieza for the first time. Well, with Goku and Frieza meeting up, Frieza was surprised to see another Saiyan there, as he could instantly tell he does recognize him from somewhere. Wait, he must have been an offspring of that one Saiyan all those years ago, who had one final little standoff against him before he was destroyed. It must be. But Frieza was not really interested. Goku would then explain that your job here is done. I'm going to give you one chance to get off this planet and to never come back. Frieza would of course laugh, as this was a joke, right? He can't match him. Remember, Frieza can't sense power levels, but he does have his new scouter, so he would use this to tap on a scouter to sense Goku's new power level, and Goku suppressed was at around 50 to 60,000. He was holding back. Frieza was impressed. He was very powerful, but Frieza's power level was 530,000. Not even the scouter could read that. As Goku would then smirk and state, "No, I don't need a scouter to read your energy. I can already sense it. And I can beat you with one finger." Now, Frieza was getting tired of this insolence, as he would then get out of his chair and power up. He would then charge forward trying to hit Goku. Goku would then catch his hand easily and deliver a massive punch right to Frieza's stomach, shattering his armor instantly, launching Frieza back, as Frieza was stumbling over, similar to how Cell was when Super Saiyan 2 Gohan gut punched him before. Frieza has never taken... It was only one strike. How does he have this much damage? He's never been hit that hard before. Ever. Not even by his own father. As Vegeta was shocked, seeing how easily Kakarot was overpowering Frieza, but it's not too far off. He remembers that Kakarot, he's something else. He's Super Saiyan. He is a Super Saiyan. There's just no denying it. He has to be a Super Saiyan. Now, Vegeta already heard about it before, but remember Vegeta, whenever at this point, he thought everything was a Super Saiyan. He thought even he was a Super Saiyan. He even thought that Gohan could be a Super Saiyan, but he threw that one out the window. He even thought that Kakarot was a Super Saiyan just from seeing him for the first time to defeat the Ginyu Force. It was ridiculous. So Goku would then tell Frieza, "Is that all you got, Frieza?" I heard you were the most powerful being in the universe. If that's all you got, I'm pretty disappointed. Frieza, of course, would then hit the ground and then stand back up and explain, no, I've been holding back my power. I have 3 more transformations past this one. Now, of course, Frieza's lying. Of course, he can just jump forward more if he wanted to, into his final form and his full powers class as a form, but Frieza would then go into his second form, getting massive in size. Now, Goku was a little impressed seeing how Frieza's power level did jump well over 2 times higher, but that's not enough to beat him at all. Frieza would continue trying to hit Goku, even trying to stab him with his horns, but his horns would shatter against Goku's granite-like body, as it would absolutely, maybe it's like Durasteel. He has absolutely no chance against Goku. Goku would tell him, if you have more transformations, you better go to your full power, your true form, and stop holding back. So Frieza would skip his third form, and he would go into his final form, his true form. Now that he's in his true form, he would then shoot death beams at Goku, who would block it. They would then continue their match, going back and forth. Now, by this point, Raditz and Piccolo would have already gathered all the Dragon Balls, keeping them safely far away, and in reality, no one can use them. This is when I think we would have Elder Guru speaking to Piccolo one more time. He would explain to Piccolo that his time is almost up. The stress of all of his people dying on Namek, and with his old age, he can't continue on much longer. So he has an offer for Piccolo. He asked Piccolo to take his hand and to fuse with him. Now, Piccolo was a little against it, but he states, fine, but I'm in control of the ship, not you. This is when I believe Nail would then step up, and Nail would state, then fuse with me as well. Nail would explain that if the Elder is passing his power on to yours, it is my duty to follow the Elder no matter where he goes, and if that means to help you in power, then I will. As the Grand Elder states that while true, your power will grow massively, but Nail has more natural fighting power than I do. I have my knowledge and wisdom. Combine both, you will become the perfect fighting Namekian, the strongest that we've ever seen. Piccolo would then take the offer. As Piccolo would then take both their hands, they would then fuse into Piccolo, thus having a new Namekian. Piccolo's power was shocking, as Goku could sense it from far away. How strong is this version of Piccolo? Well, the fact that he already fused with Nail, and Piccolo's even stronger than he was originally, yeah, Piccolo's pretty OP. Raditz was shocked to see how strong Piccolo has actually become. Piccolo even grew in size, being, I'll definitely, he was around 7 foot tall. Piccolo's right around 8 foot tall now. He's about a foot bigger, and he has more muscle mass, looking kind of similar to his orange form, but just maybe a foot smaller and green. But Piccolo was now a new being. He was now a super Namekian almost in a way. But Piccolo's spirit was calmed by, of course, the Grand Elder, but his fighting power was increased highly because of Nail, as Nail was the strongest Namekian other than Piccolo. Piccolo would then put his hand on Raditz and tell him that he's going to go see if Goku needs any help, but for now, we need to make sure that the Dragon Balls are safe. He's confident that Goku can easily win. Raditz was kind of shocked how really mature acting Piccolo was sounding and not mean at all. It was kind of weird, but Piccolo would then smirk at him and explain, I'm still Piccolo, that's not going to change. But I do feel a lot more at peace. Now, how strong is this version of Piccolo? This version of Piccolo easily, by this point, Piccolo originally fused with Nail. His power level was around 1.5 million. Fusing with Elder Guru, and I think having his potential unlocked as well over the next course of a couple hours will increase his power. He would easily be, in my opinion, fight me if you want, easily 10 to 20 million, thus making him way stronger. So, and Piccolo does have more abilities, thus he can use it to unlock potentials and read minds and more. So Piccolo also has thousands of years of knowledge because of the Grand Elder. So Piccolo is absurdly strong. Now back to Goku and Frieza's fight. Vegeta was watching in shock as he fell to his knees. He never thought that Kakarot was this powerful. He could sense it. As Frieza was huffing and badly wounded, everything that he was trying was not working. He was even contemplating blowing up the planet to maybe try and beat him. But of course, Goku was too strong. He would not let that happen. He tells Frieza to stop holding back, go to your full power and attack me. So Frieza does that. He goes 100% and he tries attacking Goku, buffing up even more, so he's massive in size. Of course, it does nothing to Goku, as Goku is just way too powerful. In base form, not even breaking a sweat. As Goku explains that you're just a beast. You have no mercy, no honor. You're just a monster who doesn't care. As Goku can sense, remember Goku's spirit is way higher. He sensed the evil within Frieza. He senses that there's no hope for Frieza. He can sense that. Remember, Goku has spent a lot of his life doing more of a spiritual training. Goku can sense the goodness in people and bad way more than he ever could. He could really sense that Frieza is just a monster. There is no goodness in his heart. Zero. He knows that there's no mercy needs to be shed for Frieza, and Frieza cannot be saved. He knows that if he lets Frieza live, Frieza will just go out and do more evil acts again. He does not deserve a chance. Goku originally would have allowed Frieza to give him a chance, since he could not sense people as good as he did, but now that he can, he knows that there's no way. Now, Goku would then show Frieza why they're so far apart. Goku would begin powering up just his base form, as it was shaking the entire solar system and beyond that, multi-solar system, as he's already in Buu Saga levels of power easily. As Goku would then transform into a Super Saiyan, shocking Frieza, and Vegeta was absolutely frothing out the mouth as he never thought that a power like that was even possible. The only pressure from that kind of power that he remembers was that of Lord Beerus from his childhood, was the only other being that had pressure like that. Frieza had no chance, as Goku would then aim his hand right at Frieza, and he would completely incinerate Frieza with a single ki blast, killing him. Now, this does go against Goku's character of allowing people to have a second chance, but since he can read people much better, he knew that Raditz was not all evil. He was forced to do what he needed to do. Same with Vegeta. Nappa was a bit different. Nappa was a bit of a cold-hearted one. He didn't care. Frieza's way worse. Frieza had zero care. So, Goku would then have defeated Frieza. So, peace was finally brought to the entire universe, and King Kai was shocked with how strong Goku was. Now, Goku wasn't as strong as Lord Beerus. Not yet, but he's getting pretty close. He's getting up there in power. The fact that he doesn't even have God Ki and he's that strong is ridiculous. Now by this point, since Goku has now defeated Frieza and peace is now finally brought to the universe, W in chat, what now? Well, what about Vegeta? Goku would have met back up with his friends, who they sensed Goku's power. They were shocked how strong he was, but they were not too surprised. They've trained with Goku, and they know just how strong he is, and they admire it, they respect it. That's just motivation for them to get even stronger. Goku was amazed to see Piccolo's new look. He's even bigger and meaner looking than before. And wow, he's got such a massive power up. He's way stronger than he was before. Even Raditz is getting a lot stronger. Remember, it takes a couple hours for the potential to really kick in and really boost your power. So Raditz was at 90,000. He's probably in the upper hundreds of thousands, maybe even first form Frieza level or higher. Now, this is when I think that Vegeta would appear, and he would probably talk a little bit of trash, but, you know, he knows that he has no chance. It's 30,000, they could flip him away. Raditz would explain why I shouldn't kill you right here and now. I think Goku would then put a hand on Raditz's shoulder and explain, no, let him go. He would then look to Vegeta and say, yo, now that Frieza's guy's gone, he ain't telling you what to do no more. You're allowed to come to Earth if you want, just as long as you don't do any more evil deeds, alright? See ya. So, Goku would then just take his leave, just like that. And that's it. They would then hop back in their ship. The Namekians would thank them, as remember Dende was then classed as the new Elder, or you can have one of the Namekians like Elder Guru did, class him as the new Elder. Now, I also think by this point too, they would have also had Dende come with them. Dende doesn't need water, so he's fine. And they would then use the Dragon Balls to wish back on the Namekians killed. The Namekians would then thank them. Now, there were 2 more wishes, though, as they say you can use it on whatever you wish, as Raditz was actually in some deep thought before they left. Raditz would then ask his brother, wait, brother, can I have a wish? Is that okay? And Goku can sense the good intention with Raditz, and he asks, well, what do you want? And Raditz would explain, well, it might seem like a long shot, but I want to wish our people back. And Goku was shocked to hear this, and Raditz explains, but listen, I understand the risks that we're taking. I know that a lot of our people were not the best, but think about it, brother. We were forced to be under Frieza's boot. We did whatever he asked. We were like slaves, pretty much. But now that we have a new sense of freedom, maybe we can use that to make them do good. And I can help them. I will lead them. I'm stronger than any Saiyan that there ever was, other than you, of course, brother, but maybe I can help. Goku thinks about it, but he can see the potential in it. And he says, Raditz, you're my brother. and I trust your judgment. And even Piccolo agrees too. Piccolo states, I trust you too, Raditz. If that's what you want to do, we're here for you. Or Piccolo's not more mature and nicer now. Vegeta was shocked to hear this, as Vegeta states, if Planet Vegeta is getting brought back, you know who's becoming the king, right? Raditz would then smirk and look at him, saying, well, you can damn sure try to overthrow me. And Vegeta would kind of back off. And Vegeta was his pride was shot, he's not going to fight nobody. And then Goku would then look to Vegeta and say, look, Vegeta, I know you've done bad things, but this is a chance for you to redeem yourself, and you're powerful. You're probably one of the strongest Saiyans that probably ever lived. Maybe you could help them, help the Saiyans, and help them lead alongside Raditz to help them do good things, not bad things. And Vegeta would kind of stay quiet and just say whatever, as Raditz would then ask Dende, and Dende would trust Piccolo's judgment because of Grand Elder Guru, and he would then state the wish. So they would then wish back all the Saiyans that were killed by Frieza, thus bringing back Planet Vegeta as well. And all the Saiyans were in shock. Bardock was in space, but he would then fly back as he was looking at his hands and he was confused. He was just fighting Frieza. What happened? Wait, his son. His son must have done something. They're back. But then Gine would then hug Bardock, and then she would start hitting his head like how Chi-Chi does, explaining how stupid what he was doing. But Bardock was more proud than ever. As remember, Bardock was in Hell, and apparently Hell also has a thing you can see all the fights and everything. They saw that in the Buu arc, so why didn't they show the Frieza arc? And so Bardock knew how strong his son has become. His son is a Super Saiyan, the legend, and all the Saiyans know about it too, since a lot of them were watching, even King Vegeta. Out of disdain, he wanted his son to be the Super Saiyan, but carry on. So, Raditz would then take one of the space pods and he will head to Planet Vegeta himself. Vegeta would follow along, as Raditz would then have his own arc. This is massive character development for Raditz. Raditz would then arrive to Planet Vegeta and see his family. Tears well into his eyes as he would hug them. This is when I think that King Vegeta would appear and have a moment with his son. Raditz would then gather all the Saiyans. Now, we don't know how many Saiyans there are. There's probably over 1 million or so, or a couple 100,000. Raditz would then have a speech and explain that his brother has killed Frieza. Now, this instantly means in power hierarchy that all Saiyans will pretty much accept that Goku should be the new king. He is the Super Saiyan after all. Raditz will explain that his brother, his home is Earth, but he is a Saiyan no matter what. But I asked him if he wanted to be king. It is his right, as he defeated Frieza and no one can challenge that. But he declined, and he wanted me to become king instead. Now, some Saiyans didn't really care for Raditz. Remember, the last time they saw him, he was 1,200 low class, or mid class, he wasn't really anything special. And Raditz will explain, I will fight any of you right now and show you just how strong I am. As a matter of fact, tap those scouters of yours. Which the Saiyans would. Raditz would then power up, as their scouters would then shoot past, way past 30 to 40,000, it would instantly shatter. As King Vegeta would then tell his son, you should go battle him, my son. Your power is similar to his, isn't it? And Vegeta, for the first time, would actually admit, no. Even though how much I hate to admit it, and I'll never say it to his face, but that low-class fool can kill me within a single strike. His power, he can fight all the Saiyans here if he wanted to, easily, and defeat us all. King Vegeta was shocked to hear that, but Raditz would then take his place as the next king. Now, I know that King Vegeta would probably try and attack Raditz. Raditz would easily slap him around. Even Vegeta tried to. And Raditz would then take the Saiyans to a new age. Maybe even setting up deals to work with the Galactic Patrol. Because the Saiyans are fighters. They will always be fighters. That is their whole point of being alive, is to fight. So Raditz instead will work with the Galactic Patrol. Bygones be bygones. It's all over. Frieza's dead, so they'll let it go. They decide to work with the Saiyans, and Saiyans will now be hired bounty hunters. Bounty hunters and security. And Saiyans can also go after bounties as well if they want to go after anybody. So they'll pretty much be a version of the Galactic Patrol, just a lot more edgier. They're not heroes, or they're not a patrol. They're just bounty hunters, and the Saiyans love that. Because now they can go to planets and fight people and do whatever. They don't get in trouble for it. They can fight and kill people still, technically. And they get money for it? Oh man, that's awesome. And Raditz will now be classed as the new king, bringing honor to the family. Now, Bardock, I think, will be risen to High Council. King Vegeta will still be there out of respect. Vegeta would then follow suit. But I think Vegeta would probably leave Planet Vegeta for now, as he doesn't want to be there. As every time he looks, he just sees his past. I think he would go to Earth, and this is where I think he would probably meet up with Bulma, and they would still have their thing, and they would still get together. As for Goku and them, the next couple of years would be peaceful. Now, this version of Trunks is from the original timeline. This means that the version of Cell will be from the original timeline. Now, of course, Android 17 and 18 and 16 will be far stronger than they originally were, but again, Dr. Gero can only push technology so far. He's not a god, so they can only go so far. They are much stronger. We'll get to this in a minute. Now, after the 3 years of peace, Goku was enjoying time with Gohan and them, as then Trunks would still appear at the same place that he originally thought Goku was going to land. He doesn't see Goku there, so when he goes to find Goku, the same scene would happen, and the same fight scene would happen too, with Trunks using Super Saiyan on Goku, surprising him that Trunks can go Super Saiyan too. So, this is when Goku would easily block his strikes with his finger, and Trunks would be shocked to see how strong Goku is. He could easily beat the androids. And Trunks would then give Goku the heart medicine in case he does get sick. And he would also explain where and when the androids will be arriving. Now what will happen here is pretty much for the next 3 years or so, they would continue their training, continue with Gohan, Piccolo, and Goku. Now, Goku would actually tell Raditz what was happening, and Raditz explains, "Do you want me to send some of these Saiyans over there to help you?" As Raditz has grown massively in power at this point too. Remember, he's continuing his training. Same with the Earthlings too. We'll get to the Earthlings in just a minute. But Goku explains, no, just leave them away from here in case anything happens. Since Goku knows that if these androids are as strong as they say they are, the Saiyans might not be able to do too much. And Raditz explains, okay, but if you need me to come to Earth, I will show up, no hesitation. And Goku thanks his brother for that. He truly does. So, most of the arc would go similar, with Goku meeting up, and he would then fight Android 19. Now, with 19, of course, Goku's easily overpowering him. Even though the androids are stronger, Goku's far above them. And Goku would still get sick with the heart virus, but he would easily kill Android 19 before he loses. Now, Goku's heart virus would then become too severe, because Super Saiyan is only accelerating it. Even if he was in base form, his power output is making it worse. So, Android 19 would have been destroyed, not Vegeta would have showed up. But now what about Dr. Gero? Well, by the time that Vegeta would have arrived, Dr. Gero already saw Android 19 be defeated, so he would have ran. And Vegeta would have chased after him, as Goku would have been carried away by Yamcha. As now, what about Piccolo? Well, I think Piccolo would try fighting the android, but he would escape. Remember, he lost pretty much all his limbs, almost. Pretty much his arm. And he would be able to escape because they can't sense his energy, and he would be able to activate the androids. Or would he? I think by the time he arrives at the entrance, I think Piccolo, remember, they're much stronger. Same with Trunks as well, everybody else is there. And even Gohan and the Earthlings are even stronger too. Well, they would find him before you can activate the androids. But I think what would happen here is Vegeta would then hit Piccolo away, same with Trunks, as he's in Super Saiyan, and tell that doctor to activate those androids. Remember, Vegeta is cocky. He thinks he can fight those androids by himself. He's a Super Saiyan now. He wants to fight Kakarot next time. He thinks he can beat him, he thinks. But he wants to, and then he'll go back to Planet Vegeta, and he will take his claim as the new king of the Saiyans. Well, we know how this goes. When they allow the androids to be activated, Vegeta does one of the dumbest stunts ever, allowing them to be activated. This would then make Android 18 begin fighting Vegeta. Now remember, these androids are much, much, much stronger than they originally were. These androids here are easily second form Cell levels of power, which is a massive jump, tens of times higher. Vegeta would have had both his arms broken, but they would have spared him because they're not all evil, they're just being annoying. And none of the other people could really touch him. The Earthlings couldn't. Piccolo could hold his own. Piccolo is in similar power to Vegeta, maybe even stronger. This is before he fused, remember? Remember, Vegeta's also gotten stronger too. Everybody's actually gotten stronger. Vegeta's even stronger than he originally was because he has more motivation. Same with Piccolo. And even with Gohan too. Which Gohan, we'll get into Gohan's power in a little while. As now the androids would then be doing their own thing, with Android 16 following them, loving nature. Goku was still sick with the heart virus for the next couple of days, as you guys know. Now, this is when Cell would appear, and this version of Cell is still at the same strength he originally was, so Cell's actually kind of weak sauce, but when Piccolo meets up to fight him, Cell, I think, would take advantage of this and absorb his power a little bit, thus getting a little stronger, but Piccolo would be able to escape, and Cell would use Solar Flare escaping. This is when I think Piccolo would then go fuse with Kami, becoming way stronger, in my opinion, being near second form Cell level of power, thus being able to fight Android 17 to a stalemate, as Vegeta and Trunks are in the Room of Spirit and Time training. Now this is when Goku would start to recover from the heart virus, as he's starting to feel better, but the strain was a lot on him, but he was barely holding on, but he is getting better, as Chi-Chi was giving him the medicine, helping him, and Master Roshi's home. So, Piccolo was exhausted after fighting 17. They would then see Cell, who would then absorb 17, nearly killing Piccolo, but Tien would then jump in alongside Krillin. Krillin would have still destroyed the remote as he was simping over 18, don't blame him, and Krillin would then jump in to try fighting Second Form Cell. Second Form Cell is shrugging them off, even though they are much stronger. It doesn't help, as Cell's just too powerful for them. He was just stunned by Tien's Neo Tri-Beam, and also Krillin blinding him using Solar Flare, hitting him with the Kienzon, which would actually cut his leg, but didn't really cut him completely off. He was just healed. With Cell being so much stronger, he would easily brush them off faster, thus meaning he would actually be able to find Android 18 within a couple of hours, as she couldn't hide as much. Since, remember, they distracted Cell for a while, giving time to escape. Well, unfortunately, Android 16 was already wounded. As he would try fighting Cell, as she would try to escape, Cell would just slap him to the side. As Cell is more power hungry now than he ever was. Remember, this is the original version of Cell. He's absorbing way more powerful androids than before, making him more thirsty to become perfect, meaning that he's more ruthless in searching for 18. So, Cell would have been able to absorb 18, thus becoming perfect. As check out his perfect form. It's perfect. He's the most perfect being ever. Now Goku would have started recovering from the heart virus by this point, and he's now fully awake now, and he's back to normal, but he still feels a little iffy, but he knows he can fight Cell. He's pretty sure he can. He can sense Cell's power, and he was shocked at how strong Cell was, but he can probably fight him for sure and take him down. Now Chi-Chi was all over Goku about it, but Goku states he can. But he would then sense Vegeta and Trunks heading right towards Cell's direction. Now, Vegeta would really quickly realize how much of a disadvantage he's at. While true he is way stronger, even in Ascended Super Saiyan, he is nearing the powers of Perfect Cell, in the original, thus making him even stronger than Gohan and Goku was while they were in Mastered Super Saiyan in the original. Cell was still holding back massively, and he would have slapped Vegeta around like a kid. Even if Trunks went Ultra Super Saiyan, that's not going to do nothing either. Trunks would have been defeated, because he's perfect. This is when Goku would finally arrive, as he's rested enough. Goku would then go battle Cell. Now that Goku was there, he would then stare down Cell as he would tell Gohan to get the others away from here, and he'll fight Cell himself. This is what Cell wanted anyway. Who else to test out his perfect power against Goku? That was his whole point. And so Cell was shocked to see how strong these androids are. Dr. Gero surely knows his numbers for sure, as he would then square off against Goku. Now, how strong is Perfect Cell? Well, we're going to get to that in just 1 second, when Goku was easily slapping Cell around in base form. So Cell was getting overpowered by Goku. Goku would then fire a Kamehameha, nearly killing Cell, only leaving one little cell left, his membrane, thus meaning that Cell can fully regenerate, becoming even stronger. Now, Goku didn't realize that Cell had the DNA of everyone else until afterwards. Cell would explain it. But even then, Cell would then clash, gut punching Goku, as Goku would then gut punch him. Goku was holding back still, and it was still a pretty intense fight. How strong is Perfect Cell? Okay, fine. Perfect Cell by this point is easily stronger than Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. He is around the same power level as Majin Buu or Fat Buu, thus making Cell way stronger than the original, which makes sense. But this is the original Cell, but since the android is so much more powerful, he gets a bigger buff. After that was done, Goku would then smirk, as Cell was at his full strength in his super perfect form, hitting Goku with everything that he had. Goku would then smirk. He was impressed by Cell's power. Cell is incredibly strong. Now remember, Goku's training has been kind of weird. Goku's been keeping in shape, and even slight training makes him way stronger, but he hasn't really pushed himself in training in such a long time, because there's no one to really train against. There's nothing to really push him, nothing to really feel excitement for. Now, that does not mean that Goku is not growing in strength all the time, but Goku's not growing as fast as he should be. But luckily, he'll have a teacher in a little while that'll definitely push him for sure, and you'll see just how busted he can become. How strong is this version of Goku? Goku, by this point, in his base form, is stronger than Perfect Cell, easily. He's easily within Super Buu level of strength in base form, by the way. In base form. He spent a lot of time not really training as much. He's been training other people. Remember that. He still keeps in good shape. Even that warm-up training is making him that strong. And just natural growth in age. So Goku in base form is easily stronger than Super Buu. So yeah, Goku's absolutely insane for base form, by the way. So Goku would then easily overpower Cell, and he would then show Cell how strong he actually is. This is when Goku would then begin powering up to his full strength, showing Cell for the first time his full power. He would then burst into Super Saiyan, thus having power even stronger than that of Vegeta, thus going Super Saiyan 2. And then for the first time, he would showcase Super Saiyan 3, which is not far-fetched. Dude, Cell was absolutely mind-boggled with how strong Goku was. Now, Goku could sense the two powers inside of Cell, and he knew that he might be able to save them. So with a massive gut punch, it would then force Cell to spit out 17 and 18, saving their lives. Remember, Cell's only had them for a few hours, so they haven't been fully digested yet. Remember, that's why Android 18 was able to actually be saved. So they were able to be saved, so Goku would then make Cell revert back to his first form. Cell was panicking. What can he do? There's nothing he can do. He can't stop Goku. Cell would then surprise Goku as Goku was in Super Saiyan 3, as Goku was not used to the form, but he would then jump out of it, as he would then see Cell begin to expand. And expand. And expand in body size. Cell would then blow up massively, and he would explain, even if you try touching me or moving me, I will completely incinerate this planet. What is Goku gonna do? He has no other options now. He can't move Cell away. Until he has an idea. Now his friends would have arrived by that time, as Gohan would then tell his dad to get away from Cell before he blows up. Goku would then look at his son and smile, and he would then look to Piccolo to make sure to tell his brother Raditz that he said goodbye. And he would then look to Gohan and tell him how proud he is of how strong he's become. Even Vegeta and others were watching. He has an idea. He would then use his power, as remember he's been learning to use better ki control, to summon a sphere around Cell to keep him levitated, so Cell cannot move. But now what can Goku do? Well, Goku would then use this to get as far away from the planet as possible, as now Goku would then form a sphere around himself so he can survive in space a bit longer. As it was taking a lot of power to do this, Goku's not used to it, he would then lift Cell in the air, Cell would beg him to stop, Goku would then fly out deep into outer space. Remember, Goku's easily billions times faster than light. He would fly far out of the solar system, far out in the emptiness of space, and so he would then use all of his power, shaking the entire universe, to make sure to keep Cell's explosion contained, as Cell would then completely implode. And Goku would then use his own power to crush Cell completely, thus killing them both, so it doesn't matter. So both were completely destroyed. This means that Cell is completely dead, he's not coming back, so Cell's gone. Goku would then wake up in the other world. As he would then look around, he's a little confused, but he had his body. That's good. Now Goku's never actually died yet, but that's not so bad. As Goku would then look around, he would then see King Yama, who would explain that Goku has his body, and he thanks Goku for what he did. As he tells him, if you want to go meet King Kai, the one who trained your brother, he's down Snake Way. Goku would get down there within about 5 minutes because of how fast he is. And after meeting King Kai can even teach Goku some stuff if he wants to. He wants to teach Goku the Spirit Bomb, if that's okay. Goku's fine with it, after he says a funny joke. Goku would then look around, as there's so much that he can explore down here. In heaven and in hell. He can fight a lot of people down here. This makes him excited. He can learn a bunch of cool things too. Now, unfortunately, back on Earth, everybody was mourning until Goku would then speak in their heads, even Raditz as well. And Goku would explain, hey guys, I'm so sorry about what's happened. And, you know, I'm back up here at King Kai's world, but I'm going to stay up here for a little while. Having the same speech that he originally had. He would then explain, listen, I'm going to stay up here, and I'm going to continue getting stronger. And there's some cool people up here that I want to learn from. But I'll come back soon, I promise. And so Goku would then fade away. This would only encourage them to be stronger by the time that Goku would come back, and Raditz would make his brother proud, and even Bardock and Genie were so proud of them, Raditz would continue training and continue growing stronger. Now for a little mini arc. Now by this point, as you guys can see, that the What If is nearly 40 minutes long, but we're not done yet. Hold on to your hats. This is a nice, long, delicious What If. So, what about during those 7 years? Well, we know that Goten would still be born. His potential would be, we're going to say, pretty much the same as Goku's, because a good god, he's going to be nuts anyway. And Gohan, would he continue training? I think yes, because Gohan would have the motivation of his father telling him to keep getting stronger. Because remember, Goku didn't really see it yet. So Piccolo would start training Gohan and helping him. As for Raditz, Raditz is keeping his training up intensely, learning what he's learned from his brothers, getting stronger and stronger and stronger, implementing the gravity room. And I think what would happen here is we would have an arc to where Vegeta would then head to Planet Vegeta once again, or it could be changed to Planet Saiyan, or you can even change to Planet Raditz if you want. We're going to just say Planet Vegeta for easier reasons. I think Vegeta would arrive as he wants to take the throne as king. Now, we know that Vegeta's pretty comfortable on planet Earth, but I think he wants to regain his honor back and fight Raditz as a way of saying tradition. So I think Raditz would accept it, and those two would have their matchup. Now, would Vegeta beat Raditz? Well, this is during a couple years of time skip. Raditz, he has some friends. Well, Raditz has teamed up with the Galactic Patrol, he's teamed up with a lot of them, and he's learned a lot during the time. So Vegeta does not have Super Saiyan 2 yet. Raditz does have Super Saiyan, by the way, and he can go Ascended, but Raditz went further than that. He mastered Super Saiyan, which is what Vegeta's working on right now. Since Goku never really shown anybody about Master Super Saiyan, no one really knew about it, but I think Vegeta would definitely figure it out. So their match would be very intense though, as it was nearly a one-sided battle, but I think it would be pretty dead even. I think that Vegeta would definitely hold his own against Raditz and really almost beat him, but I think Raditz would have some tricks up his sleeve. Remember, he learned from Goku. Using after images and more, using more techniques than Vegeta would know about, this is when Raditz would then use instant transmission and teleport behind Vegeta, delivering the final blow, a double Sunday, to his back, nearly killing him, but it would make Vegeta would live, as Vegeta never knew that was possible. Raditz would have also used Spirit Fission in their battle and beat him. Raditz would explain that Frieza's next target before he was killed was actually Planet Yardrat, so I actually decided to go there to offer peace. And they were incredible. They had incredible techniques. That's how Raditz was able to grow so strong in such a short amount of time, because they taught him to balance his energy and his spirit, thus making Raditz way stronger than he originally was. Raditz was able to harness these techniques over the past couple of years and grow much stronger. Vegeta would then give his respect to Raditz, and he explains that in reality, he doesn't really want the throne. He explains that you're a better king than I would be probably, and you're doing a good job. And King Vegeta would then offer Vegeta to join the High Council, but I think Vegeta would decline, and he explains that he's a warrior, and his home is honestly on Earth. As Vegeta would think about Bulma and his child, he would then leave, going on his own, heading back towards Earth. As for Gohan, Gohan would continue his training under Piccolo, thus growing massive in power. Holy moly. As now as the 7 years had passed, Goten would be excited to see his father for the first time. Gohan, who's now pretty much a grown man, has gone to Orange Star High School, where he is still the Golden Warrior, and he will still become the Great Saiyan Man, the GOAT. Gohan has unlocked Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2 during the 7 years. Piccolo would really help Gohan and be an incredible mentor, as he always is, teaching the generations. And Gohan would be busted. We'll get to that one in the next part. As when the 7 years was up, they would then all arrive for the World Martial Arts Tournament. Even Raditz would have showed up with Bardock and Gene and some other people, just so they could all meet up and enjoy, have a good time. This is when Goku would finally land with Baba, as he was excited to see all of his friends and family once again. And that is it for part 2, you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you got to the video. Let me know what you guys think down below about Raditz becoming the king of the Saiyans and bringing Saiyans into a golden era. And also Vegeta accepting and having big character growth that he doesn't want to be king no more. And he's happy being where he is. And of course, Goku now fighting a new meeting, beating everybody up in heaven and hell. That's pretty cold energy. But anyway, thank you all so much for the support. I really do appreciate you guys, the absolute best. Let's get to 50,000 subscribers, and I'll thank you all for the next one. Peace.